Can you imagine being told to not get cocky by the cockiest guy in the galaxy? That'd be really frustrating. He's a bit of a hypocrite. Hello and welcome to another episode of Blastercaded Painting. Today we're going to be painting Han Solo and Chewbacca from Star Wars Shatterpoint by Atomic Mass Games. I've been waiting a while to get a good Han Solo miniature. I like the pose of this one. I think I'd prefer something a little dynamic, but it is a really cool miniature, so let's start. So first thing we're going to do is give these guys a spray of olive. It's a dark olive color, and then we're going to move on to some dark neutral gray. Now this is going to go all over Han Solo's vest. Anyway, we just want to get this all over his vest here, so yep. And the Monument Hobbies paints, the War Paint Fanatics from the Army Painter, they all cover over dark really well, so you really only need one coat of this. Next, we're going to take some Oak Brown here, and this is just going to go all over his pants. Now, it's okay if we go over the straps of his holster, because we're going to do those in another color anyway. Now we're going to take some Vampiric Flesh here, and this is just going to go all over his undershirt. This is a really nice, like, off-white sort of color. And don't forget his collar here. Next, we're going to take some Topaz Skin, and yep, it's going all over his skin. So his face, his hands, and then also his Burt Reynolds V-neck, man cleavage there. Next, we're going to take some Parasite Brown, and this is going all over the straps, his belt, and the holster that he has. This was a little bit more of a challenge because I had been using the newer paints that have been covering in like one coat and doing a real good job of it, and then switching to the older Vallejo paints was kind of like, oh, well, whatever. This is also going on Chewbacca's bandolier and purse. I know it's not a purse, it's like a shoulder bag. I think now they call them like man purses. But he's a Wookiee. It's going all over his Wookiee purse. He's got hair ties in it. Hair ties and hard candies. Next we're going to take some light umber here, and this is going all over Han Solo's hair. Next, we're going to take some dark neutral gray, and we're going to start adding in Thunderous Blue. And this is what we're going to get for our highlight color on the vest. So, same thing we always do, we want to just go into the most raised areas, leaving the dark neutral gray in the recesses, and start bringing the colors up. And when we are ready and we finish that, we're going to start adding in some more Thunderous Blue and bringing up the colors even more. So we're going over our last layer that we just did a little bit less and just highlighting up all of that vest. Next, we're going to take our Vampiric Flesh that we had, and we're going to start mixing in Ivory. And we're going to start highlighting up the shirt. So, same thing, we're just going on the raised areas. We're leaving the original Vampiric Flesh in the recesses. And we just want to bring up the raised areas of his shirt. And we want to get that to a point where it's pretty much just the pure ivory and bring all that color up. So now we've left some of our last layer behind, and here it is with just basically with just the ivory bringing up the shirt. Then we take our Oak Brown and we start adding in light umber to it. And we're doing the same thing. We're just going through bringing up all our colors. And we're using our original color, adding a lighter color to it, and just slowly going through and bringing it all up. And then Once we've got that first layer on, everything's dried, we'll add a little bit more of that lighter color to bring it up to another lighter shade, and we're just bringing up everything across the miniature this way, basically. And like, this is just a simple, easy way to kind of paint. And we could use a wash instead, but this is a little bit more subtle, bringing those colors up a little bit slowly, and they kind of blend together a little bit better. Next, we take some topaz skin that we already had, and we start adding in some tan flesh. These new flesh colors from both the Army Painter, Monument Hobbies, and AK Interactive are really nice. So we're doing the same thing. We're just slowly going through and bringing up the color. Take your time on these smaller details. Don't rush it. Practice your brush control. And for the face, we just basically want to get, again, the raised areas. But we want to do like the main contours of the face. And then we're going to go through and highlight up the more like raised areas like cheekbones and chin and nose and like his brow. But we're just getting the first layer on there. And then here's our second layer where we've added in more of that tan flesh. So again, we're bringing it up almost to the full tan flesh. And then once we've done all our layers, we're going to go back to just tan flesh now. So just the highest points with tan flesh, and we're going to kind of sculpt the face with it. So the brow, the tip of the nose, the top of the cheekbones, and the chin. And you'll see literally this starts to dry and darken down a little bit. You can actually see it happening right here, and it starts to blend those colors in really nice to the face. So we're taking our Parasite Brown, and now we're adding in some ivory to it. And we're going to just start highlighting up. Same thing we've all been doing the whole way through. We're bringing up all the colors on that holster of his. And this is basically, you're getting it to the colors you want. So, you know, now I've added in a little bit more of that ivory, bringing up the colors a little bit more. So really, it gets to a point where you have to decide how much you want to bring up the color. Next, we're going to take some Agrax Earthshade, and this is just going to go on Han's hair. Next, we're going to take some Volcanic Yellow here. We're going to take the smallest brush we have, and we're just going to dot in these little specks he has, these little stripes he has, going down the leg of his pants. We're going to take our light umber here, and we're just going to highlight up Han's hair. So after that wash, we're just bringing it back up to the color that we used originally. We're going to take some silver gray, and I'm going to do some reflective spots on his boots. So I didn't film it, but I did his boots the same way that I did the vest. And now we're just going to add in some of these, well, I'm going to try out this reflective spot thing. So I got some reference photos online of like other miniatures painted the same way with these reflective sort of shiny boots, and I don't know, it turns out alright. Next, we're going to take some gunmetal here. This is going to go on his belt buckles. It's going to go on the tip of his blaster. And then we're also going to grab a dry brush and dry brush the rest of his blaster as well. Okay, and then Han is finished. Super easy way to paint him pretty quickly. And he looks pretty good. Well, we'll see at the end of what you think, but I think he looks alright. Let's hop over to Chewbacca. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take some yellow ochre and some light umber. We're going to water these down, and we're just going to put these all over Chewbacca's like main fur body, and we're going to kind of wet blend them together. So we want to look at some reference photos and put like lighter spots here and darker spots here. We were looking for variation in the fur, basically. Now you will see that and go, that looks terrible. But by the end of it, it's going to look okay, and it's going to add some different qualities to each section of the fur. Some will be a little lighter, darker. We're going to go over and do a lot of different things. But yes, you're right. That looks terrible. We'll fix it. We're going to take some copper brown and some speed paint medium here. And we're going to put this all over his fur. I actually end up putting it all over his bandolier and purse as well, just because it makes things easier in the end, because I couldn't help myself from avoiding it. Now we're going to take some light umber, and we're going to go through and highlight up all the fur that he has, so all the strands of fur. And this is going to be like our primary color that we're going to use. And we're going to use that now to just highlight up little sections of hair, like we're doing here. And bring up all the colors here. Okay, and next we're going to take yellow ochre and fur brown, and we're going to add those into separate little sections of our light umber, so that we get, this is now the light ochre mixed in with the light umber. So we're now getting, again, different variations, so we have a little bit different of a fur color. And then we're going to add in the fur brown and start doing up layers on that into different sections as well. So now we're going through and adding in different hair colors, and then we've added in, you know, more fur brown to this section, and going through and picking out spots, and just a lot of variation in the fur is what we're looking for in the end. Now we're going to take some burnt red, and we're going to put this on the inside of his mouth. Now we're going to take some ivory here, and now we want to do his line of teeth that he has at the front, and we also want to go down to the bottom lip and do sort of a half moon of teeth down there. It's not really on the sculpt, but we want to add it in, because if not, it doesn't look so great. We're also going to use this to dot in his eyes. Next, we want to take our parasite brown, and we're just going to do up his purse and his bandolier the same way that we did Han's holster and belts. We're going to take some dark neutral gray to go on the weapon and the arm that he's holding. Next, we're going to take some gunmetal, and we're going to put this on his bandolier, on all the cartridges he has. Also the little holders on his purse there. And we're going to dry brush it onto his weapon and the IG arm that he's holding. We're going to do the bases on these guys, and they're both done. And here they are, all finished up. You know what? Chewbacca turned out pretty good. I wasn't totally certain that was going to work, but worked out really well, actually. And here is Han Solo. He turned out really good. I'm really happy with how he looks. That reflection on the boot thing worked okay. Maybe I'll try that again sometime. But yeah, fun models. So these ended up looking pretty good. Chewie was a little dicey there when we were doing the wet blending, but that was just so we could kind of get an undercolor that sort of shows through at the end. So this is a lighter area, darker area. And it worked out okay. Like, I'm really happy with how he turned out. It's nice to see AMG sculpt a miniature that actually has hair on it, instead of just flat and then one tuft. So that's nice. They have a bit of a track record of not sculpting hair onto things. I don't know if you know that. I know I've mentioned it before, but this is definitely an improvement. Now, I have heard people say it's the best Han Solo miniature that has ever been done. I also heard AMG say that as well, that Lucasfilm, I think, told them that. What do you guys think? Is this the best Han Solo miniature that's ever been done? It's definitely the best detailed one. I don't know if it's the best sculpt, though. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, make sure you go over and check out Dogsick Studios' channel. He's been doing a bunch of Star Wars Legion stuff, which I haven't been doing much of in a while, but he's doing a bunch of it, so go check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and you guys have a great day. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the neighbor has decided to use her leaf blower outside all afternoon. I'm trying to record. She doesn't know I'm trying to record. Give me 1 minute.
Eddie! Can't you leaf blow the fish flies off your house another time?
She can't hear me over the sound of the leaf blower.